Hey guys, it's Deja, and I did not have the time to record the video of the energy report this week yet, if you have been following along with those. Did, however, have it ready. I just ended up getting really busy with all the stuff that I was doing for my friends in Texas, and a lot of my things kind of got pushed to the back. But I thought I would give you it just this way. The people who join me on the first shtick, they usually get a lot of it Monday mornings, so I would encourage you to maybe put that into your New Year's resolutions to do first shtick with me, because then you'll get a little bit of a head start energetically, and then also we do the physical um, work moving through the energies specifically geared towards what's going on at that time. So here is a little bit of the 26th, which of course is past, through the 1st of January, which is in a couple of days. We are in the alignment of the galactic center. So just a little remember that Jupiter re-entered Aries energy. And that sort of brought us to this flashback, revisiting, reviewing. Aries has a 12-year cycle, as I mentioned in last week's energy report. And so it's kind of a brand new chapter. So we're closing out one chapter, coming into the new chapter. We also had, the solstice, which was the shortest day or the longest night. So it was kind of a darker, heavier, somber Capricorn energy. But also, Chiron went direct on the 23rd of December. So that's the wounded healer. And we also had the new moon on the 23rd, and it's a new moon in Capricorn. So all of this is kind of bringing a brand new season. A new 2-year cycle is beginning with this, the new energies. And basically, it's just time to close out the old and bring in the new. Normally the beginning of the year, the first of the year, isn't necessarily energetically New Year's, but of course everybody is celebrating New Year's on the 1st. So we're going to have the collective influencing also these new beginnings. So everything is in alignment for these great new beginnings. Keeping in mind that Mercury went retro yesterday. So Mercury went into retrograde on the 29th of December. So do you remember what we do during Mercury retrograde? It's basically all of those words. Yeah, so we want to review, we want to research, realign, recalibrate. As I mentioned, that Aries energy is, that we dove into or basically launched on the 23rd. Aries is really fiery energy. It's a manifester, but it also is an energy that doesn't necessarily like to look at the big long-term consequences of things. So it's a little bit nearsighted in that way, but also fast manifester. So we want to make sure, because we're going to be feeling like, we want to do this and where you can manifest this, but you want to really do your research. You want to really take the time to plan, to strategize, all of these kinds of things. So we're wrapping up 2022. So 222 is a 6, and that's a year kind of like it's a perfection year. And it pointed out areas of where we need to show up for ourselves. A lot of boundary issues were revealed, and, we got to deal with those consequences. As far as recognizing perhaps where we need to say no more often and put ourselves first. Perhaps realigning with older friends, family members, things like this. Perhaps letting a few relationships or people, places, or things go. This was all kind of a big shuffling year. Really, really pointing out where we need to show up for ourselves, what assists that, and what doesn't assist that. So not an easy year, and still dealing with a lot of loss this year, right? So we're heading into 2023, which is a 7 year, and 7s are peace and harmony. It's balancing out the scales, making peace in our lives with our life's decisions on these kinds of things, right? So basically, a good thing to do. We still are in this new moon energy. The new moon energy carries far past the new moon, which was on the 23rd. So still a great time to be, writing down your intentions, journaling, thinking, and then, really planting those seeds of intention for your next year and for this upcoming chapter, this new chapter. Always bringing in as many of the frequencies, aka emotions or senses, that you can when you are trying to manifest. So you want to see it like it's already happened. So like you're in the future, looking back, and you can feel it, taste it, sense it, see it, smell it, all of that, and that will make it that much more powerful. We are on the path of mastering our frequencies. And so it's a school, and it's not always easy, but that's where we're heading. That's what we're doing. And there's always growing pains and bumps in the roads, as we learn, as we grow, and as we up our frequency. We have this photonic light right now, new light codes right now. And so we're having to purge out the stuff in our body so that we can contain and hold these light codes. So we're getting lots of downloads. And of course, that requires a lot of releasing. Mercury retrograde, releasing. Release in order to receive. Release in order to receive. Release in order to receive. Mercury is the mental plane. And then we're also in this Capricorn energy. So Capricorn is grounded. It's very earth energy. So we're going to have a little more focus, more practical, logical. We might see things from kind of a new insight, a new vision. So pay attention to, your gut instincts. Pay attention to sensory upgrades, right? So with these sensory upgrades, we might be triggered in our central nervous system. So we want to help out our crown this week. The frequency Frühstück that I had used for us was activating and taking all of these energies into account so that we could ground, have our heart open, but also, support the crown, support the throat during this time, right? Some of the symptoms you might have had this week or might be having from these upgrades, from the energies, is you could basically have sort of some fluctuations in temperature within your body. Okay, so like when new energy, new frequencies come in, it actually comes in more in a cold energy. And then when it hits areas in our body that are more dense, where that energy can't fit, so to say, and it's trying to kick it out, you could feel heat in that area. So you want to pay attention to your body. If there's areas that feel a little bit more congested, and then go into the feeling of that. You might feel, it might trigger sadness or grief or trauma, nostalgia, things like that. So it's just the purging out of this old so that we can receive the higher energies, the higher frequencies. Okay, and we're also going to be able to look back with a clearer vision on, what this whole year was and where we're at now. Capricorn is basically logical, as I mentioned. So it sort of takes off the rose-colored glasses. Sagittarian, loves to wear rose-colored glasses. Everything looks rosy, right? Capricorn, things will be very clear. So a little more truth is revealed. So it could be a little more harsh, not as rosy, but very important as we start things with clear vision, clear insights, and clear intentions of what we want to be doing. Our spinal column is also going to be affected this and next week. And so again, the first tip, we really hit all of the levels, all of the vertebrae in the spinal structure, your skeletal structure. You might feel rigidity, like rigidness in certain areas. And again, like aches and pains in the shoulders or the wrists or the elbows. It's sort of like the weight of the world on your shoulders. So notice your pain so you can see basically your fears. See what's holding you back. See what you might be afraid of, right? It takes pain to figure out the emotions so that we can release those energy blocks. Okay, so lots of water this week and next. We want to bring lots of liquid in to help purge the body system, to help keep it clean. It's kind of like an oil change. We might be having a lot of like discharge phlegm, things like that. So make sure that you're, cleansing or keeping a lot of water, fluids, cleansing the body, teas. Try to not be too excessive with any of the sugars, alcohol, denser energy stuff. The questions you can ask yourself, because basically we are being called to boss up. It's not a time to be lazy. We each have to master our frequency. It's no longer acceptable to, ride on other people's coattails. So, yeah, just boss up, do the work, and master your frequency. So you can ask yourself, do I trust my intellect and emotions? Do I trust my dreams and visions and intuition? We want to merge the two, the intellect and the emotions, the dreams and the visions. So we want to merge those two into a beautiful ball of, we feel good about the insights that we are conjuring up for ourselves, right? So the difference is like, whereas in the past we'd have insights or we would, make decisions or choices where we would be triggered and feel not good about it. Frustrated, anger, this kind of thing. You'll know that you're upping your frequency, that when you are triggered, which you're still going to be triggered, you're still going to have all these growing pains. But if you feel kind of like better about it, then you're knowing that you're increasing and mastering your frequency, because you know that these triggers, these insights, and maybe even feeling not so great or dense are bringing the upgrades that we are needing. So we want to visualize this new reality. It's very, very needed. Okay. So hopefully this helped. Again, sorry that I wasn't able to record it earlier, and I just figured this is a best way to get it to you now. I will be doing a video in the next few days that will have my face on it again and be able to give you the energy updates, for this time and for next week. And again, I hope that you do join us for Frühstück this year. Give it a go. See if it makes a difference. And I would love to have you on board. All right. Take care. Much love. As always, I'm here for you. Reach out. info@frequencyfit.com. And as they say in Germany, einen guten Rutsch. I wish you all a nice slide into the new year and a little bit of magic.